We're here today, brother. We're here today.
Alright, let's start. Thank you, Tim.
No worries.
This is going to be a good episode, I think. A good interview. Been looking forward to this one, just like the rest of them.
Yeah, they're all good.
They're all good, man. They're all good.
Everyone's got a good story.
Yeah, bro. So what we'll start off with is, what are we doing today with your hair?
Cut it off, mate.
Cut it all off?
Cut it off. Yeah.
How short do you want to go? Around the sides and the back?
Go skin fade.
Yeah, just bust it
Yeah.
on top that we usually do.
Or another 2 on top. It's probably going close to 2 at the moment anyway.
Yeah, we'll just fix it up and make it look good. So the mullet's completely going.
Yep.
Then we'll just do skin on the sides, and then we'll figure out the beard as we go.
He's going too, mate.
Beard's going too? Oh shit,
Beard's going.
this is a big change. She's gonna freak the fuck out, bro. She's gonna freak
He's
you
going
out.
too.
Alright. Well, welcome to another episode of Stories for Experiences, guys. What we're going to be talking about today with Tim is some footy, your love of footy cards. Oh, unless that's falling down, that's not good. There we go. That's good. So we're going to be talking about Tim's footy card collection and his love of footy cards. Then we're going to talk a bit about his career, and then a bit about Tim's drug history from when he was younger. What we'll start off with is the drug history, I reckon, and then we'll start to lighten things up.
Sure.
So do you want to tell me a bit about that, Tim? Like, tell me what happened there.
Well, I've been heavy drug free for 15 years this year.
Yeah.
Had myself a pretty unhealthy ice habit in the early mid-2000s.
Yeah. So when ice was really coming into Australia.
Oh, I reckon I was around before then, but yeah, it was really hit the peak. 2005, I guess. That's when I started messing around with it.
Yeah.
But, had a bit of a mess around with some other stuff before that. But yeah, the ice was the kicker.
What was the other stuff?
Messed around with a load of cocaine and ecstasy as well.
Yeah.
Had ample supply of it, so it was probably too easy to take it.
Yeah. So with your drug history and all that, so what was the big point for you? Because like we can go into more stories, but I want to hear more about where your turning point was for your drug history and what made you change. You know, what was the thing that made you realise I don't want to do this anymore? You know, I want to live a different life. Can you tell me a bit about that, Tim?
Yeah, I basically woke up one morning and decided enough was enough. Looked at myself in the mirror and was a different person. So not the person that I wanted to look at in the mirror anymore.
Yeah. What do you remember any of the events that led up to that?
I don't think there was any really events. It was just one of those things. I guess my body and my mind had decided enough was enough.
Yeah. Yeah, that's fair. I mean, yeah, we all get to that point, I guess. When enough is just enough.
It was a tough road though, tell you what. No, I did it all without rehab and just sort of shut myself away from the world and changed phone numbers and alienated myself from the people messing around in that world, and yeah, that was that.
Yeah. Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. So when you were going through a lot of those changes and like locking yourself away, do you remember what it was like in those first few months?
Oh, it was hell. Absolute hell.
Absolute hell?
Yeah. From a very heavy drug user to nothing, straight up. Yeah, it was pretty rough.
How did you get through that?
You wouldn't believe it if I told you. Honestly, it's actually a pretty cool story, and I wear a tattoo because of it. I actually turned to origami. I'm not even joking, mate.
That is so left of field.
I turned to origami, and when I was having a bit of a craving, I'd grab paper and fold paper. True
Yeah,
story.
yourself.
True story, mate. It was just a change of focus, change of attention.
Yeah.
And I was so driven by making these complex models that I didn't have time to think about it.
Yeah.
Some models would take me 8 hours.
What sort of? Like what? 8 hours for a piece of paper?
8 hours for a piece of paper.
What would you be folding?
Oh, I've done dragons, I've done biplanes, I've done some other mystical creatures, all through books and stuff I found online.
Yeah.
And then there was other times where I'd just fold, fairly simple models, but repetition.
Yeah. So it's been 15 years.
Yeah, it was 15 years in August, 2007.
Congratulations.
Thanks, mate.
Congratulations.
Tough road though. I mean, it's not a tough road now.
No, like once you build new routine and once you build new habits and stuff, that stuff tends to fall to the side because you're focusing on the good things.
Yeah.
I remember reading this article once, and it said that the opposite of addiction was connection. Connecting yourself with people around you, connecting yourself with what's around you, and then that was like a big change because a lot of people in addiction, they alienate, they get, they're not connected, they're in their own cage.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So what's life like today, without all this? Where's your life going? What direction is your life going since your ice addiction?
Couldn't be different.
Couldn't be any more different?
Couldn't be any more different.
Yeah.
The people around me, if you want to pinpoint one thing, the people around me, the social circle, the work colleagues, it's just a 180 degree crowd.
Yeah. Yeah, complete change, man.
Yeah.
Complete change, and usually once you get rid of those people, they don't really want to talk to you afterwards because they see you doing something different.
It's not even that, it's just, you just don't associate with them.
Yeah.
There's people I see, Canberra's a pretty small place. There's people I see around from that past life, and some of them are still messing about.
Yeah.
I've got no time for them.
They probably don't
No
want
friends.
to come talk
No
to you
friends,
either.
but they're not friends.
Yeah.
They never were friends, really.
That's it. That's been there myself. So you're at Tech now, right? And so we're going to go into our second one. This is where I want a bit more detail. So you're in your career. What is your career?
I'm an apprentice electrician.
Apprentice electrician.
Just in the back end of my third year.
Really?
Yeah.
Because before, a few years ago when I first met you, you were doing the maintenance stuff.
Yeah, I was maintenance manager in a hotel.
Yeah. So how did you end up in an electrician? Like, was it something you've always been interested in?
Yeah, back when I was leaving school, a few years ago, I was looking at trades and electrical was one of them. But I'm actually terrified of electricity. And I'm still terrified of electricity.
It's probably a smart thing to be honest.
It's not a bad thing in the trade.
No, you'll be more careful.
Yep.
Be a lot more careful.
Yeah, it's a different change, but it's not that different. I've been in construction a long time.
Yeah.
Most of my work life has been in the construction base. So
How did you link in it? Was that after your addiction? Was that
construction or
Yeah.
No. I started work as a roof tiler back when I left school.
Oh, so you've been in it.
Yeah.
Oh.
I started as a roof tiler when I was 17. So I've always been in that physical, laborious jobs.
Yeah. And did you say you were in your third year?
Third year, yeah.
What's it like being going back and doing that old apprenticeship? Was it scary to take that step?
I don't know that it was scary. It's definitely been a challenge because there's other guys and girls in my tech class that are younger than my own kids. I've just become a grandfather or nonno 4 weeks ago.
Congratulations.
Thank you. She's amazing. Any more perfect than she'd be my own. You know, that's part of the challenge with the tech stuff, because there is kids in my class that are younger than my own son, who's now got his own daughter. So
Yeah.
that was one of the challenges taken on the apprenticeship. Refinding all the info in my brain, because it's such a heavy math-based trade. Maths was always a fairly strong point for me, which is another attraction to electrical.
Yep.
But yeah, it's fun. I do enjoy it.
What are some of the aspects you enjoy?
It's not so physical. I'm not getting any younger, so it's not such a physical job.
Yeah.
The money's amazing.
What are some of your favourite aspects around it? Like, what are some of your favourite tasks, or some of the things you fucking hate, around your job?
I don't like pulling mains cables, but in the trade, no one does. Favourite things, I don't know. I don't know if I've got favourite things.
You definitely got not favourite things.
Oh yeah, everyone's got not favourite things.
So why is the main cable something that everybody like? Why is it a heavy task? What's so bad about it?
Oh, they're just big, heavy cables.
Yeah.
Usually it's long runs. Last time I did mains pulls, there was 4.5 kilometres of cable.
Okay. Do you have to work that walk? Not work, but walk for that 4.5 k's to lay it, or what's involved in that?
You put it on a tray, on a cable tray. So you've got to build the tray.
Yep.
And then you pull the cable along the tray from your mains board to wherever it's going into the building.
Yeah.
It's a lot of cable though, 4.5 k's.
Electricity has to be. We all need electricity, though.
That's right.
We all need electricity. And so you'll be qualifying in 1 year?
Yeah, sometime towards the middle of next year.
Yeah, cool. Ooh, we are gonna have to lock that. Apologies, I just got distracted for a moment. So you're in your third year and nearly done. Where are you hoping to go with your career? Are you hoping to stay in residential? Are you hoping to stay in commercial? Like, are you in residential or are you in commercial?
It's mostly commercial.
Mostly commercial.
Mostly commercial. At the moment, I've sort of moved sideways a little bit with the company I work for, doing a little bit of resi stuff and a bit of like smaller office fit outs or shop fit outs.
Yeah.
I'm not bothered whether I stay in one place or move to another.
You just like to work.
Yeah. Great company that I work for.
Yeah. And with the tech side of things, was it difficult going back to school?
Like I said, I don't know if it was difficult. Just the challenges with
the younger people.
I mean, younger people wasn't really a challenge. I think the challenge was 25 years away from schoolwork. So being back in a classroom setting was definitely a challenge.
Yeah.
But it's a no-brainer now. It's simples. I like the pink bits.
I like my pink bits. Show us your pink bits.
Yeah. You're touching me with your pink bits.
Roll over your head.
Bit dry though, lad.
Was it financially challenging in that first year or two going back to apprentice wage?
Yes and no. Financially, I'm okay.
Yeah.
I've got a good wife with a reasonable income, and as a mature age, the wages are a lot better.
Yeah.
So yeah, that hasn't been too bad.
Yeah.
You know, and even now as a third year, I'm on pretty good money.
Well, electrician is one of the best paying trades.
It is, yeah.
And when you were finding your career, was it like when you were finding where you work and everything like that, you know, was it hard to find somewhere that would take you on as a mature age, or someone who was just like, you know
Well,
what?
literally, I asked one person, I started not even 2 weeks later.
Really?
Actually, it was more than 2 weeks because I had to give notice at the hotel.
Yeah, fair.
Yeah.
How long have you been at the hotel for? And doing the maintenance stuff?
5 years.
5 years?
5 years, yeah. To be honest, I didn't really want to leave there. I really enjoyed that job, and I'd made it very much my own.
Yeah.
There's just a few management changes and a few other things. The vibe in the place had changed a bit. So yeah, I mean, time was time, I guess.
That's fair.
Asked one person for an apprenticeship and started a couple of weeks later.
Yeah. Does much of your knowledge, you know, from being in maintenance, does that switch over really well to what you're doing, especially if you've been struggling?
Not necessarily the maintenance side of things, but other parts of my construction life. You know, when I'm dealing with like cable tray, for example, it's a metal work.
Yeah.
I worked for years doing commercial air conditioning as a sheet metal worker. So, you know, the flow from that is quite an easy flow.
Yeah.
You know, the core elements of how a building is built, you know, after working as builder's labour and the air conditioning and the roofing and, you know, all the other areas that I've worked. Those things, you know, knowing how schedules work and reading plans and this and that, that's been an easy one. You know, a lot different to say a first year who's fresh out of school, who's got absolutely no experience. You know, been able to hit the ground running a little bit better.
I don't actually relate to that. Like, I tried plumbing for a short time last year, and I struggled hard with that because I've never been in construction. And I've always fairly much been a farmer, you know, for most of the life of my careers. So reading a plan and getting to know that stuff, that was pretty difficult for me to get my head around to start with. So you definitely got that up on someone else who's just started.
Yeah, and I did that, you know, from day one.
Yeah.
Plus the advantage of, you know, being an adult and knowing what it's like to work, and turn up and not sit on my phone, and, you know, not like the kids fresh out of school.
Yeah, you don't like working?
Well, you know, they're always attached to a device or taking days off. And, yeah.
So how long till you finish? So you're in your third year, exactly how long till you're done?
Technically, it'll be the end of last year, but because I've progressed through quicker, it could be any time from March through to July next year and I'll be qualified.
Yeah.
So there's a final exam called capstone.
Yeah.
And you've got to apply to sit your capstone exams, which is not a huge process, but it's still a process. And that's an independent panel that does that.
Not through CIT?
It's run through CIT, but there's the capstone panel there, an independent thing with licensing.
Yeah.
Like you do all your exams and your prac and everything at Tech, but it's governed differently.
Yeah.
So once you know you've got to prove that you're ready to hold a license. Once you prove that, they'll give you a date and you run with it.
Yeah. So just focusing on that line a little bit there.
That's right. Feels so different already, hey?
Yeah, bro, you're gonna have a really cold head when you walk out of this shop. You're gonna feel the cold.
Mate, last time that was cut was the day before my wedding in March last year.
Damn. So quite a while.
18 months.
You've grown that for a while, man. I tried growing a mullet once and had it for about 3 months and got sick of it. I got so sick of it.
Oh, I was sick of it early, but then it just sort of grew. And it grew quickly too. So it was alright. It was shit when it was not so big.
Yeah.
It just looked like fluff on the back of the head.
Alright guys, I'm just doing a number 2 on top.
Hi Daniel.
Hello, how are you
This
today?
mask.
Sure, I'm doing an interview at the moment, so I'll have to talk to you
Oh,
later.
sorry, my bad.
One of the blokes.
Yep.
He wants to be a barber real bad.
Was he?
Yeah, a few weeks ago. Because they've got their tools and they got everything, and they were trying to like get it. They got this guy from Woolworths, and managed to con him into doing a haircut, literally just there, right, with like an office chair and like a couple of pallets set up at the table. Yeah. So I saw him starting. I ran up and was like, "Hold on." I said, "Never cut hair before."
Yeah, right.
Like the spirit is there. So I shanghaied him. I was like, "Well, come in here. I'll give you a free haircut, and I'll give them a free lesson." And so yeah, I ended up giving them all. Yeah, it was just fucking hilarious, man. Fucking hilarious, and they constantly pop their head in. Yeah,
good.
Occasionally they'll come and sweep, or occasionally they'll come and watch me do a haircut.
Yeah, get him sweeping, mate. The apprentice's job.
Yeah, bro.
I'll tell you what, that's something that I did struggle with early on.
Doing apprentice jobs.
Yeah, being treated not like shit, but you know, the apprentice does the shit.
Yeah.
And you know, I've come from two middle management jobs to apprentice.
How did you face those challenges? How did you face that challenge? Was it something you just had to work on yourself, or did you just put your head down and just...
Oh, I did it, but I made it quite clear, like, don't treat me like a fuckwit, because I'm not. Yes, I am an apprentice, but I'm also a fucking grown adult who's older than you. So don't treat me like shit. So, yeah, one lad I had to put in his place proper, but that was easy enough.
Can you tell me about that if you will?
I just told him to shut his fucking mouth, or it'd be shut for him. Don't treat me like shit because you're qualified and I'm not.
I bet his attitude changed quick.
It was... Yeah. You can edit that out.
Oh. I'll get my editor to do it. I might consider editing down. I literally had to throw my hands up on that and be like, I'm just too stupid.
No, you're not.
It takes time to learn and I don't have the time for it.
Yeah, it might be one of those things you have to learn.
Hopefully not.
Why not?
I like having a team of people that are, I like having that team of people where it's like I can work on my strength, and just work to my strengths and then let my weaknesses as they are, just let them, let people help with that. Because I struggle enough with computers, that's the first computer I've ever owned.
So that's been a challenge for me too, is having to do all my schoolwork through the computer.
Yeah, right.
In class, we were having a laugh the other day about the kids. One of the boys, he's just turned 21. And he has had electronic devices since he was in primary school.
Mm.
He's had smart boards in school. He's had, devices to do his schoolwork on. Mate, I remember at school having the honourable job of going and clapping the dusters together, to get the dust out of from the chalkboard.
Yeah. Shit, when I was in school, they were just bringing the smart boards in, literally
I never had
I was out.
I finished high school in 1995. We had whiteboards.
That's 2 years after I was born, man. That's 2 years after I was born.
There you go.
So now that we're starting to progress through your haircut, right? I want to start hitting upon your love of footy cards, that and your massive collection of that. Can you start telling me a bit about that? And I'll start to ask a few questions as I see them. I want to hear about your footy cards, bro.
Rugby league cards is what I've got. When I was in primary school in the mid to late 80s, I remember, that was my pocket money, getting 5 packs of footy cards, which is about $1 worth of cards, as my weekly pocket money. Going to school, swapping them with mates, flicking, having competitions, so you could flick them the furthest, and all the shit that you did with the kids. Still got cards from that era.
I was going to ask that. I was like, do you still have any of the
Yeah.
original cards from when you were younger?
I do, yeah.
What are those cards? Like, what are some of those cards?
I've got my collection. There's probably not much from back then.
Yeah.
But as far as my collection goes, I've got full sets from 1981 all the way through to now.
Right.
So it's a lot. I think there's all up. I've got 65 folders.
Shit.
Full of sets.
I was expecting, honestly, I was thinking of a little box, or something of just rare ones. That is 65 fucking folders. Damn.
That's just my folders of what you'd call base cards and low end inserts. Then I've got folders full of the higher value stuff, and a trophy cabinet, like a glass cabinet full of the real expensive stuff.
Yeah. How expensive can those cards get now? Because some of them would be super old, so they'd obviously have a good collection.
The older ones it's not so much. It's the newer ones that hold the value. Because the older cards were more heavily produced.
Yeah.
Finding the older ones, stuff from the 60s in amazing condition, you pretty much write your own price tag for them.
Yeah.
I firstly, I don't have the money to chase those sort of things, but I'm also not that bothered for it.
Yep.
The high value stuff these days, is the low print release, so they're numbered to
only certain amount.
Yeah, numbered to 5, numbered to 10, numbered to 20, whatever, and with signatures on.
Yeah,
They're released with signatures, so that adds value. You can pay anything from $60-70 through to $400-500. There's some that have gone for a lot higher. Like one of I paid $2,200 for one of my cards.
$2,200.
$2,200. At the time, it was worth more than my car.
Yep. Is that card, does it still hold its value or more?
Yeah, that's one of those ones that, if I listed it on the open market for $3,000, I'd sell it, within an hour.
Yeah.
More. I could probably list it for $5,000 and be pretty close to getting that, if I was really desperate. But it's like a unicorn card. It's a Mal Meninga card. Back in 1995, there was a certain print release that were only issued to Kmart, only to be sold through Kmart stores. And, there was 100 of these cards produced and redeemable for a $50 Kmart voucher.
Yep.
So you get this card, send it in to the card company, they'll send you back $50 voucher.
Yep.
Out of those 100, who knows how many were actually redeemed, how many were just thrown in the bin. Out of those 100, just through the couple of forums that I'm on, I know of 12, maybe possible 13. I've seen photos of 12 of them.
There's a rumour of 13.
Yeah, guys told me that he sold one, bought and sold one, but there's no photo of it, so that's, yeah.
No picture it didn't have.
Yeah, pretty much. I know of guys that bought them in the early 2000s for like $20.
Yeah.
Because they weren't that high in demand back then. That was one of those cards that when I really seriously started collecting, I've always had footy cards, I've always had folders. all through the 90s and early 2000s, but never really chased them hard. Probably 2008, 9, 10 is when I really started collecting them a lot.
Yep.
Around about then, I remembered that card being a thing, and I'd never actually seen one for sale in that all that time. I'd never seen one for sale, and when one did come up, I
Jumps.
Yeah, I started bidding on it on eBay for $5, and it went to 22. Oh mate, I would have gone to $3,000. It was a stressful time too when the sale was closing. I was walking through a rainforest in Coffs Harbour in Dorrigo, and trying to have peace and quiet and a relaxing walk in the rainforest, and there was bidding still going on. 10 minutes left, still bidding. I was in and out of service, and the wife didn't know what I was doing. She didn't know why I kept looking at my phone when it was supposed to be peace and quiet and soaking in rainforest.
Bro, footy cards.
Yeah. It's one of those things. She understands now.
But at the time,
She probably wouldn't. Yeah.
So what is it about the culture like? What's the culture behind footy cards? Why is it such an obsession for you? You know, what is that thing that just hits that box and makes you want more?
That's a good question. Yeah, that's a really good question. I don't know if I've got an answer for that. It's not something that I've ever thought of. Honestly, it's not. That is a really good question. I think it's possibly a childhood thing, the excitement as a kid.
Yeah.
You know, being 6, 7, 8 years old, 9 years old, getting these cards, you know, getting a checklist and marking the checklist and trying to get the full set, swapping them with your mates. And, you know, one of my most favourite cards in my entire collection, like I'm a big Raiders collector, right? So my main collection is
Raiders cards.
Well, my high value stuff is Raiders, right?
Yep.
One of my most favourite cards, which I've still got from 1988, is an Andrew Eddinghausen card from Cronulla.
Alright.
How far off you taking it?
I thought we were taking it off.
Go, well, take it off.
Take it all off.
Take it off.
Oh, that's my bad, guys. I have to apologise. That is completely my bad.
You didn't get to that, you didn't ask for that, but that's right. Let's go. Take it off.
Take it off?
Do you know what? Give it 2 weeks and we'll be back. I'm Italian, I'll sneeze it and it'll grow back.
Apologise. I completely apologise.
Yeah, it's an Andrew Eddinghausen card. It was the last card I needed for an entire set, and I think I swapped maybe 20 of my spare cards to get this one. I've still got it.
Why is it your favourite card?
Oh, just because it was the last card I needed for that whole set, and it was the first set that I ever actually got the whole set on.
Yeah.
So 1987 cards. I probably, you know, I was only 7, so I didn't really have heaps and heaps. But 88 was when I was really like, I want to get the full set of these, and that was my pocket money time.
Yep. There's one or two cards I want to ask you about, right? So you've hit upon that there's a Jack White and signature gold card there. Jack White and signature card,
Black Sea, yeah.
So tell me about that card. So I've also, you know, I'm an idiot, I know fuck all about footy.
Oh, that's just one I've listed for sale tonight.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I've just listed it for sale today.
So how much are you looking to, like, how much are you hoping to get for it?
So it's on a Facebook page, on an auction page on there, just card related. And I've started at $120.
Yep.
Right. If I get around about 150, I'll be happy with that. It's probably on the open sale market. It's probably close to 180-ish.
Are you hoping to start bidding more for that card?
Yeah. It doesn't really work like that. You know, a lot of the Raiders collectors that I'm good friends with have all got it. So
Yeah. Alright, so it's not a super rare card.
well, I mean it is. There's only 40 of them,
Alright.
but
I'll go through this bit. Yeah, I'm so sorry, it's been so cold when we walk outside. I am so, yeah. I should have checked.
I'm more worried that the dog's not going to recognise me and bite me.
I hope it doesn't happen. If that happens, I'll front the bill. Especially now it's on camera, I'll have to. Yeah.
Holy shit.
That is a different look. That is a different look.
Last time I was clean shaved like that was I hope your wife still recognises me. She gets back from Queensland tomorrow, so we'll see what happens then.
Oh yeah, put me in it, put me in it. Hopefully she still loves you.
Yeah, I reckon she would.
And there's also a couple of 2012 gold cards. Do you want to tell me about those as well?
Oh yeah, it's just another sale.
Another sale.
Yeah, another sale. Mate, I'm always buying and selling. Yeah, I've got some folders coming over from New Zealand that very interesting ones. Again, it's one of those things I never actually, up until 2 years ago, I'd never actually seen those folders for sale. Never. So they're a numbered folder from '96. I bought the first one that I ever saw, and then from the same guy, he's offered me another couple of them. I've never seen them for sale, so when they arrive, I'll sell them and make a little profit and fund some more cars.
Yeah. Is footy cards a thing that's most, like, do you see a lot of young people getting into the footy cards? I think yes, and mostly older generations.
Yeah, I mean there is a few younger guys, but it's mostly older fellas. I mean, it's a financial thing too, because there's some decent money involved in cards. Especially, I mean, with footy cards, the money's not amazing, but when you start talking NBA basketball cards or baseball cards, things like that, there's mega money in that.
Yeah.
And I mean mega money. Like I've seen a card, American basketball card, sell for $1 million US.
What?
$1 million US. Yeah.
Shit, what?
$1 million US, right?
How do you, like, are these cards straight off the bat, right? When you buy a brand new card, is that expensive or is it something you just get out of a pack?
Yeah, mostly out of packs.
Mostly
I
out of
buy a box of packets.
Yep.
So when you go to the news agency or the survey, you see them on the counter
Yep.
for $4 a packet.
You go and buy a few packets.
No, I'll buy the whole box. Or I'll order them through dealers on on the release, so I get them right on release time.
Yep.
I mean, I have bought whole cases of boxes, so it's 10 boxes.
How much is a case? Like, how much have you spent?
Whole case was $2.5 grand.
Yeah. Yeah, that card, that $2,200 card, is that the most expensive card you've ever bought?
Oh yeah, without,
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
100%. I don't think I'll ever sell it either.
Fair.
It's a unicorn card. It's just none of the guys in my Raiders card collecting circle have got one.
Yeah.
It's just such a rarity.
And what are some of the newer cards you have that are worth a bit of money? I don't know, like, once again, I'm an idiot when it comes to football and sports,
Well, every year there's 2 releases of cards. So made by the same card company.
Yep.
There's a release in March, which they're the ones that you see at the servo or the newsagents.
Yep.
The higher value of those, in that release, there's every year they put out 2 cards that usually sell for between, depending on who the player is on the card, they're a legend signature.
Yeah.
I've seen them go for as high as $1,000. I've seen them go for as low as $150. But middle of the road, like they're around about a $300 to $350 on the card. That's probably a reasonable price. If you pull one out, and then literally you could walk into the news agency, open a packet, and you can get one.
Yeah. Yeah, like you said, it's not really, it's just a random thing.
There's one signature card for each team in that release. Although the last couple of years they've kind of doubled up a bit, having a black version and a white version.
Yep.
And then and that's about it as far as the value stuff goes. That every year they put out more and more subsets, insert releases, rather than just like your base 10 cards. And then in August there's another release which has got more numbered cards, more valuable ones. Cards that sell for $400 or $500. There's only 5 of those per card. So.
Yeah. And this question I've been saving for the very last. I've been thinking of this question since we started this interview. But how the fuck do you play footy cards, man? Like, I have no idea. You don't play it?
No, you don't play footy cards.
You don't play it? You just collect
them? You just collect them a little bit.
But when you were younger, how did you play it?
Oh, there was just games that you'd play. Like, it's not like Pokemon cards, or it's not a game. You just look at it.
It's just a collection.
Yeah. When I was saying before that we play with our cards, it was kind of like gambling. You'd wager, I'll bet you 3 cards that I can flick my card further than you, or I can flick my card and get it closer to the wall than you can.
Yeah.
You don't. It's not like Pokemon cards or anything like that where you actually play it. Years ago, there was actually a release called the Power Play, which had a Power Play game cards, and you'd have to put a code in online, and I never got into it. The cards weren't great quality.
Yeah.
I didn't like them. I actually don't have very many in my collection. So, yeah, but there was some kind of a game that you could play with those.
But it was online.
Yeah, you'd put in a code. I actually don't know how it works, so
not your thing.
I can't give you solid info on that.
Yeah. I know. I'm very sorry.
No, it's all right.
Alright, now just check if there's anything under that cape that needs to go in, because you are a hairy bastard. There we go. Well, we've come to the end of our interview, so I really want to thank you for today and your time. I think it's been a pretty good interview. Is there anything you'd like to say at the end of this, especially for that new person who's going into electrician and being an apprentice? Is there any advice you have for that person that you could definitely, help them with?
Give it a go. Study hard. Study hard. Honestly, it's once you're qualified, it doesn't matter what you've learned in tech. I mean, it does because it's all pretty critical. But study hard, get through tech.
Yeah. Get through the process.
Do the work. Turn up to work. Turn up to work.
Fair. A lot of people don't like turning up to work.
That's probably the simplest one. Turn up to work.
I'll grab my paintbrush. But we've done a skin fade to a number 2 on top.
From a nice healthy mullet.
From a nice healthy mullet and a big beard. Thank you for your time today, Tim. I really appreciate this. Thank you.
I live in the poet.